Shalom. Kahalo Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them, that taught us its truth. And shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. The brother Yashuan here with a quick lesson and an update as to the Beetlejuice. All right, we're going to start right here because this devil is being exposed by the day. All right, and shame is going to cover him. All right, so this is 1 Timothy 6:20, and it reads, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust. All right, that's these precepts. Avoid profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called. Now, this is a warning, all right, for us not to trust this damn devil. All right. If you keep the precepts, you're not going to stick a damn needle in your arm for nothing. All right. Don't listen to these devils. All right. All right, so with that, let's watch a couple of videos. Some of them are a bit long, so I'm only going to go through half of it. This is Dr. John Campbell, October 24th of this year. And it reads, Declining Vanessa Efficacy, meaning effectiveness, all right? Showing you that this is science falsely so-called. So let's listen to what he has to say. He's going to introduce some dude, and they're going to go into the procedure of what you're supposed to do in order to get this thing to work and blah, 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 blah. When they're really just trying to, this is all a ruse, right? This whole thing is a ruse to put Jake down, okay? Or to get him to get that digital all right? It's a slow walk into the digital all and to further enslave Jake. All right, so the science is false from the beginning, and this whole ruse is falling apart. All right, so let's go into it.
Well, a warm welcome to today's talk. It's Sunday, the 24th of October. Nothing too heavy today for a Sunday, but there is some really interesting, in fact, quite relevant information on vaccine efficacy waning against infection. We'll look at that in a minute. We're going to start off with a report from Chip McDonald. So thank you, Chip. Over to you. Thank you very much for this report.
So yesterday, the CDC agreed to allow me as a J&J recipient to get a Moderna booster. So this morning, immediately, I got up and proceeded to do so at Walmart. And upon arriving, I asked the clerk, do you have someone that can do needle aspiration?
And needle aspiration is when you breathe, you stick the needle in, and then you breathe it back and forth to see if blood comes out. If blood comes out, you're in a vein, okay? And that's going to shoot the juice right into your bloodstream instead of into your muscle tissue. And so there's a back and forth with this science falsely so called, and they're having a problem on protocol. And so, I mean, and this is just one of the many things that, go to the exposure of what this devil is actually trying to do, okay? And he's doing it right to his own, right? The main target is Jake, but look at how this thing is falling apart.
She looked a little bit perplexed by that, which should have been a warning to me, but I proceeded anyhow. Long story short, I was sat down in the booth to get the shot. I confirmed with the nurse that was going to give me the shot that it was going to be a Moderna 100 microgram booster dose. I say booster dose, 100 microgram Moderna dose. and that she was going to aspirate. And she told me that yes, she would do that. And she proceeded to stick the needle in my arm and inject the vaccine without aspirating. So I'm looking at the syringe and I'm thinking, it's too late. I can't stop her now. But then, to my surprise and disbelief, she pulls back on the plunger after she's injected me. So I asked her, why didn't you aspirate? Which didn't really make sense to her, I suppose, because in her mind she did actually aspirate. And of course she told me, well, I did. I said, well, you were supposed to before you injected me, not after. And then she kind of sat there and didn't really say anything. And I asked her if she had been trained to give injections, and she said she had been trained to do so and that they don't do aspiration anymore. And I said, well, do you understand why I asked you to aspirate the needle? And she didn't really say anything. And then I explained to her that I didn't want the vaccine in my blood circulating freely, possibly to my heart. And she told me that, well, she's given thousands of injections and she's never given an injection into a blood vessel.
Houston, we have a problem.
So I asked her, how would she know since she doesn't aspirate? Which didn't get a reply. So when she pulled back on the plunger, there was a little bit of fluid in the plunger, no blood in the plunger, in the syringe, but no blood. I presume it was vaccine, maybe 2% of the total amount that was originally in the syringe. So on the positive side, I guess I can surmise that I didn't get Moderna vaccine injected into a blood vessel. But as a word of advice to the listeners of this, possibly you may want to ask for clarification that the person that's injecting you understands that they are to aspirate the needle before they inject you in order to see if pulling back brings back blood, because if you do that in the reverse order, it kind of is pointless and redundant. So that's life in the 21st century. Thanks.
So they clearly don't know what they're doing, nor do they give a shit. Okay. And they're not trained because the whole thing is just ridiculous. All right. And now this old man is going to go on to explain that the effectiveness of the juice, right? It wanes after a certain amount of time. So we don't have to go into that. You can go back and watch this if you want to. It's declining Vanessa efficacy, all right, at this guy, Dr. John Campbell's channel, all right? So let's go to what Faustian, Dr. Faustian, all right, let's start right here, okay? This is more science falsely so called, and what these Frankensteins are actually up to, and what they had to do in order to create this potion, right? This witchcraft potion that you got hydras and is crazy. All right, so let me start here because they're coming after this dude. They're coming after Faustian. This is The Hill, October 28th, which I believe is yesterday. Or today. Today's the 28th. Yeah, today's the 28th. And the title is new. Majority of voters say that Faustian should resign. Not only that, right? They're calling this dude, they say his ass should be locked up. And he should be. On some mengele. All right? On some mengele type shit. All right? Because this is what they're doing. This goes straight back to Joseph Mengele, the angel of death, all right? Let's watch.
Earlier this week, the hashtag #ArrestFauci was trending on Twitter in response to multiple controversies surrounding the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases.
Okay, now they want to arrest this dude on testing on dogs. What about what the fuck? What dogs are you testing? Okay, you know they're trying to call Jake a bunch of dogs because you're testing the Beetlejuice on the public. It hasn't been proven, so why? I mean, these are the tests. All right. So when you see this, all right, what they really mean is we're the dogs. All right.
The controversies included reports that hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars were being used via the NIH on cruel medical experiments involving puppies, Fauci's aggressive denial of the lab leak theory, and his general handling of the pandemic messaging. In June, the Hill-Harris X poll asked voters whether they believe Dr. Fauci should resign. The survey found 58% of voters said no, while 42% said yes. But we have an updated data on that issue, so let's take a look now.
And this is a distraction, all right? The point is, they're talking about puppies and what they're doing to them, and they're mistreating them, and it's animal cruelty. And then they get PETA to give their little, they're talking about dogs. Now, if you got a dog and then you're talking about puppies, you're talking about the children of the dogs, right? Well, who are the children? We're the children of Israel. All right, so this thing is symbolic. They're pushing it out here, and they're telling you in the spirit what they're actually doing. Okay? Back to Joseph Mengele. Who was Joseph Mengele experimenting on? Okay? The answer would be the Jews, or the so-called Jews, because the real Jews are right here. All right? In Babylon the Great, being experimented on by the modern day Joseph Mengele. Okay, so there's one more that's very similar. Okay, and this one is basically the same thing. Okay, but I don't think this one says that he should be arrested. This one goes into, PETA, people's ethical treatment of animals or something like that. All right, so this is October 27th, which was yesterday. This is Fox News. PETA executive calls for Faustian's resignation. Okay, now what about putting this fool in prison? Let's do the tribunals. What do they call them? Where they put those German scientists on trial, and I forget what they call them, but let's watch this.
Well, a nonprofit organization called the White Coat Waste Project has just found that a lab in Tunisia, North Africa, infected dozens of beagles with disease-causing parasites. This research was funded by Tony Fauci's NIH, which sent a $375,000 grant to the lab.
This motherfucking Frankenstein devil. All right, what is he doing? Here they go on dogs again. All right, and which are the children. Puppies are the children. Okay, and what are they doing? Have they not did this? What does Tuskegee bring to mind? All right, this is about you, Jakes. All right, they don't give a shit about human life. They don't give a shit about animals, and the animals are going to get their payback.
Now, according to this nonprofit, the money went to, quote, drugging beagles, locking their heads in mesh cages filled with hungry sandflies so that the insects could eat them alive.
Where is Tunisia? Tunisia is in Africa. Right? Why are you doing that in Africa? What was Bill Gates doing in Africa? All right. Well, they're coming up with all kind of shit and injected it into Jake. They don't give a damn about them booty scratchers over there. They're trying to kill the Jakes over there.
That's disgusting, and the people who funded it should be submitted to that. See how they like it. By the way, the Washington Post today defended it. A columnist there called Dana Milbank, will defend literally anything. Apparently his lot came up, and it was his job to take one for the team. So he wrote a straight-faced piece saying complaining about this is somehow immoral. They'll defend anything. Kathy Guillermo is Senior Vice President at Peta. She joins us tonight. Kathy, thanks so much for coming on. Look, this is so offensive that it's hard even to talk about it on TV, but I want to leave open the possibility that maybe there's some reason that we had to torture dogs to death. Give us your view.
Now, these would be the first ones saying something like, what's this nigga's name? George Floyd hasn't beat his wife or George Floyd is doing well. He hasn't done any drugs since they killed him, right? And make fun of that. But you're coming out defending the rights of animals, dogs. So Jake's to these knuckle draggers, okay, dogs are more important than human, or Negroes are not even human, okay? We're just chattel, and dogs are above us. All right, we could go into it. They're coming after Fauci, right? Supposedly, all right? Really what they're doing is, in the spirit, they're telling you what this demon, right, is actually up to, and the whole Wuhan and what do they call it? What were the experiments that their mode of function or something? I believe it was function of whatever. They're making up these potions, all right, and that's all we have to do on that. This is obfuscating. This is a distraction. You're giving this guy an out. What is he doing to humans, not dogs? Okay, we're gonna fire him or have him resign about what he's doing to dogs. Come on. All right, so let's go back to science falsely so-called. All right. One more time, this is 1 Timothy 6:20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, these precepts, right? Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures. Avoid profane and vain babblings. Oh, like your immune system needs assistance from a potion, from a witch's potion. Right? The Most High didn't make no mistakes. And oppositions of science, falsely so-called. So, I mean, we know what to do. We know what this devil is up to. All right? This is not what I want. What do I want? Let me go back from here. Let's go here. Isaiah 47. Here's what's going on. These fools are being exposed, right? Because everybody's finding out, oh, well, this whole experiment, right, is about some bullshit. Let's get this first. Let's get this is Genesis, what is it, 27? And 40. Let's find out what's really going on with this whole experiment. Genesis 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. Okay? Here's what's really going on. These devils got hate for Jake. And Esau said in his heart, which is his mind, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Here's what's really going on. All right? Here's what the whole campaign is really about. Not about, what is it, mode of function, right? What they're doing is they're weaponizing diseases, Tuskegee, all right? All right? Why? Why are they weaponizing diseases? Ask Gad about them smallpox blankets. Here's what's really going on, okay? They're trying to slay Jake. What else we got? Slovakia. Okay, no, this is what I want. Okay, I got to go back here. All right. What's after this? This is Isaiah 47:3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. All right? Here's what's going on right now. These people are being outed and they're trying to control the narrative. You see how the dude was talking about the aspirator and you're not aspirating and you don't know what you're doing and what this is some hokey bullshit. What am I doing here with this damn needle in my arm? But here's what's going to happen. We see your shame right now. We see that this is science falsely so called. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. So Yahushua is on his way back to set the whole record straight. Why? Because he knows, right, that this is what's going on right here. Where's 41? This is in the Berean, I think. And Esau held a grudge against Jacob because of the blessing his father had given him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I kill my brother Jacob. Then will I kill these Israelites. We're in this time right now. And this guy is making a go for it. This devil, right, is trying to accomplish this. Right? We could go to Psalm and look at the crafty counsel. Right? We can go there. So let's finish this up. Let's go back the other way here. So this guy is being exposed. This is Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. It's talking about the good old US of A. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. You're losing your cloak. You're being exposed, okay? We see what you're doing. Everybody sees you now. Isaiah 47:2. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers. Your skirt is being lifted. Okay? Your skirt is being lifted right now. 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Okay? Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and will not meet thee as a man. All right? So, I mean, it's only a matter of time before this whole wicked ass experiment is exposed, and you're trying to force people into taking it, and every hand of the wicked, all right, which are the laborers who are losing their job, right? they're gonna make this it's a problem. All right. You're licking your chops right now, thinking that you're gonna get away with this. All right. This is Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in strength. The streets are packed with unions, people getting forced out of their jobs. The laborers, every hand of the laborers shall come upon him. All right. All right. They're not saying it. The hand of everyone who suffers. You lose your job. You can't feed your family when that was your sole, accomplishment in the world. Anyway, this word wicked in this scripture here, in this sense, right, goes back to the word laborer. So when you got these people out here marching because they ain't gonna, they done figured you out, your skirt has been lifted, okay? They're like this. No, right now you got a problem. All right, so with that, we're going to go ahead and close it. We hope that the elect were edified with that. We'll say shalom.